Delhi police has also sprung into action, and now as per the information that we are getting is that they will now be interrogating the MCD officials who are responsible for this, because it has come in the FIR that it was because of the bad drainage system. It was because of the because the desiltation of the drains were not done is why the entire basement flooded in the first place. But certainly apart from that also we are seeing that from yesterday night it is the MCD that had initiated action. They had sealed basements of 13 coaching institutes, but the question remains that is it too little too late? Now I'm being joined here with fellow UPSC aspirants here. I'll go across to them as to how they see this. सबसे पहले हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि MCD जो है उन्होंने कल एक्शन लिया, 13 जो कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स है उसके बेसमेंट्स को सील कर दिया गया। आप इसे कैसा कदम देखते हैं? क्या लगता है कि काफी देरी से हुआ, कम कदम उठाए गए हैं?
नहीं, न्यूज़ में तो ये भी था कि कल से सारे नालों की सफाई हो रही है। यही काम यदि पहले हो गया होता तो शायद इस दुर्घटना से हम लोग बच जाते। और जो भी ये 13 कोचिंग है, मैंने तो न्यूज़पेपर में लिस्ट देखी थी और मुझे लग रहा है मैं उन कोचिंगों का नाम पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ। जो इस फील्ड के जायंट हैं वो भी MCD या जो नगर नियोजन के मानक होते हैं उनको फॉलोअप नहीं करते। दूसरी चीज़ है कि मैक्सिमम कोचिंगों की जो लाइब्रेरीज़ हैं, बेसिकली लाइब्रेरीज़ हैं जिसमें अच्छी संख्या में बच्चे बैठ करके पढ़ रहे होते हैं, या मेंटरशिप की लाइब्रेरीज़ हैं, वो भी बेसमेंट में चल रही हैं।
Well, as the coaching center probe intensifies, we also have updates from my colleague Tanishq Punjabi and Prabhakar. Listen in.
Very tragic news, very devastating for the families as well. While the political parties continue their blame game, it is 3 families who have lost their hope of future. UP and Bihar, especially from UP and Bihar, there are a lot of people, lot of aspirants who give this UPSC examination, and Shreya Yadav was one of them, 25-year-old belonging from Ambedkar Nagar in Uttar Pradesh. Her family, her father is a dairy farmer, and he said that he believes that education is the way to empowerment. His younger brother, Shreya's father's younger brother, took the same route and then became a professor and then a spokesperson of a political party, and hoped for for a better future for Shreya as well through education. But little did they know that something like this will fall upon on their family members. Shreya actually, she did her graduation in BSc. She did her BSc in agriculture, and then of course in April this year only she took admission in the coaching class that in Delhi. She moved to Delhi. The family of course did not know at first. It was her uncle who stays in the national capital in the NCR region who came to know about this through television channels and then informed the family. Of course, very devastating news, and most of these families come from a very humble background, and it is their children are hope for a better future, of course. And Shreya was the eldest of the 3 siblings, so of course it is one life lost, and the whole family is devastated here in Uttar Pradesh, in Ambedkar Nagar of Uttar Pradesh. Yes.
Right, a month before the coaching center deaths, a UPSC aspirant had sent a complaint to the municipal department saying that the basement was being used illegally and there was a possibility of a major accident. Here's what the student had to say.
इसका ये मोटो था कि यहाँ पे जो पढ़ने वाले विद्यार्थी हैं उनके हो सके, और दूसरा मैंने राव IAS की बेसमेंट की कंप्लेंट की थी, क्योंकि बेसमेंट में सामान्यतः कक्षाएं संचालित करना, बच्चों को बिठाना, भीड़ इकट्ठी करना मतलब NOC नहीं रहती है। तो इस संबंध में मैंने कंप्लेंट की थी। शायद प्रशासन इस पर कुछ अपना कदम उठाता तो ये दुर्घटना नहीं होती आज।
ये एक्चुअली इशू ये है कि यहाँ पे मोस्ट ऑफ द जितनी भी बिल्डिंग्स हैं, जैसे मैं अगर किसी बिल्डिंग में रह रहा हूँ तो उसकी पूरी बिल्डिंग की एंट्री और एग्ज़िट जो है वो बायोमेट्रिक से कंट्रोल होती है। तो उसमें कैसे है कि, और हमारा मतलब कंसर्न ये है कि अगर सपोज़ कुछ इमरजेंसी हो जाती है, आग लग जाती है या कैसे भी कोई भी इमरजेंसी हो जाती है, तो पूरे बिल्डिंग में कोई भी बालकनी नहीं है, कोई बिल्डिंग में कोई भी ऐसी जगह नहीं है कि अगर हम लोग किसी को इमरजेंसी नंबर पे कॉल करते हैं, कोई आता है कि हम लोग को रेस्क्यू कर लो, तो रेस्क्यू करने का उनके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, क्योंकि इमरजेंसी की वजह से कि अगर वो गेट के पास कोई इमरजेंसी होती है तो हम लोग अगर ऊपर हैं तो हम लोग नीचे आ नहीं सकते, और अगर कोई बाहर है तो वो अंदर आ नहीं सकता, क्योंकि बायोमेट्रिक की वजह से वो लॉक हो गया है।
Joining us for a quick comment on the matter, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson of the Congress and spokesperson of the BJP, Harish Khurana. Thank you so much for making time for us on NDTV. Dr. Tripathi, I'd like to come to you before I go across to the BJP. Now, a month before the coaching centre deaths, you just heard UPSC aspirants had actually sent a complaint to the MCD saying that the basement was being used illegally and that there was a possibility of a major accident. How is it that these complaints can be ignored by officials?
Actually, yes, Parmeshwar, the apathy, the gravity of this tragedy, I fail to say anything on you. My blood boils, anxiety hits me when I see that 3 students drowned in national capital when they were not flash floods. It was just normal rains. And they drowned in national capital just 5 kilometers away from parliament. And I read on Twitter that there was this aspirant claiming that they made their distress call at 6:40 and the rescue team came at 9 o'clock. So these were the students, who were choked by apathy, they were killed by indifference, and they drowned in the absolute lack of accountability that happened. So everyone, I think this chain of accountability needs to be fixed. Lakhs and lakhs of students reach Delhi for having a better future, for preparing for competitive exams. But they don't come from very privileged backgrounds. They are middle class, lower middle class people who want to make a good living, want to make a good future out of them. And this is the kind of infrastructure, this is the kind of governance, and this is the kind of, the whole governance system that we are giving them. From district administration, the whole day, children were out on streets protesting that MCD commissioner comes and meets them. And MCD commissioner does not have time. 3 adult students drown in nalas water and drain water. They are choked to death. And MCD commissioner does not have time to meet them. So everyone from MCD, the government of MCD, mayor, everyone should be held accountable for what happened that could be prevented. Just now you mentioned that somebody wrote to the MCD that these libraries are illegal and they are functioning without any permissions, and this is what, and just sleeping on it. If they had acted on it, we would have saved these 3 students, saved the 3 families from the impending tragedy. And this is just so sad because, it's not a time to make a political blame game. You have to take responsibility. You have to take accountability because it's akin to murder. It's not something that can be called like accident. This is an institutional murder and it should be treated as such.
And in fact, I must also inform our viewers that bribes were apparently given for an NOC. We are, of course, waiting for officials to conduct a thorough probe. Harish Khurana from the BJP is also with us. Sir, you have been lashing out, your party has been lashing out at the Aam Aadmi Party. But Durgesh Pathak has also said that BJP councillors had been in power in the MCD for 15 years without addressing drainage issues. But the fact is that this crackdown that's happening, why is it happening only a day after the tragedy? Why is it that these things were not checked beforehand? How is it that we always have to get to this stage to check negligence and hold people accountable?
See, before I comment on any of the issue, I will want to pay heartfelt condolences to all the 3 deceased people, families who have lost their life yesterday. I mean, I will call this incident as a purely a murder. The reason I'm telling you is because this is a case of a clear-cut case of a corruption. Aam Aadmi Party government is claiming 2 things. One is they are saying, because one, the building was illegal, the basement was illegal. I would not go into that. That has to be probed. But my point is Aam Aadmi Party government is claiming that they have cleaned the silt of all the nalas in Delhi. If the nalas was being cleared, if the drainage was being cleared, this incident might not happen. On one hand, they are saying they have cleaned it, but that is only on paper what I believe it. If they have cleaned it, this incident will not happen. 3 days before, one same kind of incident has happened when UPSC aspirant child was being dead because of the electrified in Patel Nagar, 1 kilometer away from that incident where this has happened. Point is, the government has collapsed. The government is, You can't run a government from a jail. Today, we need a full-time chief minister who can run this government. Unfortunately, because of the chief minister in jail and the people, the ministers who are liable for these kind of incidents are busy in topi transfer. They are blaming right now. BJP has done that. Congress blaming Aam Aadmi Party, and Congress has done that. It's not about blaming. It's a clear-cut case of corruption. What we are feeling it. I mean, 1 year before this building was being made, 1 month before, the children were been complaining about the illegal construction, illegal activities, what is happening over there, and the same problem. They were incidents. Drainage is leaking over there. I mean, they have already hinted that some incidents are going to happen in a month before. Why no action was being taken? My clear-cut demand from Lieutenant Governor today is, I mean, you have to lodge a criminal negligence case against whoever the culprit is, and we demand a resignation from Atishi, who is clearly liable for this kind of incident.
Well, I think we can all agree that this is not the correct time for a political blame game, but the essential focus has to be on accountability. In fact, an official statement to the press, the MCD has revealed that the coaching centre in question had violated building bylaws by using the basement for purposes other than those approved. The big questions remain: how did this go unchecked for so long despite warnings? Now the bribes for the NOC are in focus. A thorough probe is needed, and we are told that is underway. Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja Tripathi and Harish Khurana, for joining